In a quiet home filled with love, Grace helped her mother with the evening chores. But today, something was different, and her mother quietly sensed the silence in her daughter's heart.
Mom, why do some kids laugh at people who try to do the right thing?
My child, sometimes people laugh when they do not yet understand what is right. But doing the right thing is always worth it. Grace, that sounded like a serious question. Why did you ask me that, my child?
When the laughter grows around you and you're standing all alone.
Earlier that day, something happened at school that troubled Grace's heart, and that moment would soon test her courage.
Mom, something happened at school today. It made me wonder why people laugh at others for doing the right thing.
At school, while the teacher explained the lesson, some students were quietly distracted, but Grace chose to focus on what was right, even when others around her were tempted to stray. Even when peers tried to tempt her with distractions and mischief, Grace stood firm in her choice. She understood that saying no, even when pressured, was reminded her that doing what is right often means standing alone. Grace understood that doing what is right often means standing alone. Even in the face of temptation, she quietly chose to say no. Though no words were spoken, her peers began to notice her quiet courage, realizing that standing firm could be an example for others. Even when the world seemed to push her the other way, she found peace in standing firm.
At school, my friends were making fun of me when I saw them doing things they shouldn't in the school garden during break. They whispered to each other, laughing, doing things they shouldn't, saying dirty jokes, even lying to the teachers. Can you believe? Some of my classmates were sharing something secretly that looked like candy, but it wasn't candy. They quickly hid when they saw me watching, and then they called me names: too righteous, too religious, holy police. Even my friend Patience couldn't handle the teasing, avoided me. It hurts, Mama.
Telling you to say no.
Hello, friends! Are you enjoying the Living Heart story? Tap the like button if you are. Share this with your friends and subscribe to join the Living Heart journey as we explore Bible stories that help us grow into better people.
Grace, my dear child, there are 3 kinds of joy we must understand in life. The first joy is the joy the world gives, the kind people feel when things go their way. But that kind of joy disappears when trouble comes. It cannot stay when you're mocked. The second joy comes from people's approval, when everyone likes you and accepts you. But that joy also fades when people turn against you, just like what happened today. But the third joy is the most powerful one. It comes from God's Spirit living in your heart. Grace, whenever we choose to obey God, even when it is difficult, and we keep our joy, even when others stand against us, God always sees it. That joy also gives you strength to stand when others cannot. It is the mark of the Holy Spirit, and that His Spirit is already in you. Even when people hurt you, that joy helps your heart forgive quickly, because it comes from God. And grace, that joy is also a sign that God's Spirit lives in you. The joy that comes from God never hates anyone. It never despises people. And grace, that joy is already growing inside you. That is exactly what happened to a young man named Daniel. He chose to obey God. And when we obey Him like that, He sends His angels to help us. Even when powerful people tried to stop him, Daniel still prayed to God.
Long before our time, in the ancient lands of Mesopotamia, there rose a city of great power.
Its name was Babylon, one of the greatest cities of the ancient world.
Babylon was protected by enormous walls, walls so wide that chariots could ride upon them. Through the heart of Babylon flowed the mighty Euphrates River, bringing life to the great city. Strong bridges crossed the Euphrates, joining the many parts of the great city. Along its banks, life flourished in the mighty city. Travelers entering Babylon passed through a magnificent gateway, the Great Ishtar Gate. Great power. High above the city stood a mighty temple tower, where the people of Babylon worshipped their gods. But in this great city, there lived a man who served only the one true God.
Daniel was not from Babylon.
He was a young man from the land of Judah. Far from their homeland, Daniel and many others were taken on a long journey to the great city of Babylon. At last, they saw the mighty city of Babylon. It was in this great city that Daniel would prove his faith in God.
Hi, friends! I'm Grace. I'm Daniel. Come learn amazing Bible stories with us.
And I'm Mama Hope. Join our Living
Don't
Heart
forget to
family.
subscribe and ring the bell.
Welcome to Living Heart Channel, where children learn kindness, courage, and faith through beautiful Bible stories.